is a member of WildGamesProductions.com and D20Radio.com.
They came from the game table, dice bags in hand,
We have one brain that we share between us.
to talk about role-playing for all across the land.
And you like it.
The original, then basic, then one they scoured.
Kinda grabs you by the boo-boo, don't it?
To bring AD&D to the second power.
You want me to put the hammer down?
Welcome to THACO's Hammer, the best damn AD&D 2nd edition podcast ever.
Yeah, I can just do the editing, don't
hates
worry.
it when he's wrong on air. He hates it when he's wrong on air.
You're damn right.
Hi, folks. THACO's Hammer, Splat Book number 107.
Yes.
And I'm DM Glen with the indefatigable new word, DM Brian.
What?
Indefeatable. How do you say it?
Indefatigable, I think.
Thank you. Indefatigable.
Yeah.
Indefatigable.
Strugity, gotta use your head.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I'm approaching close to like no N-word privileges here. So go ahead and talk.
Oh, thanks. Hi, folks.
Mr. Indefatigable.
Yeah.
And DM Full On Gamer.
Greetings, Gamer Nation.
He's indefatigable.
The most out of all of us, that's for sure.
And the Drinking Man's DM Corey.
I don't care where the tentacles go. Just keep the players in the basement and lock the door.
What's going on, everybody?
I don't want to know.
Okay, I'm all over with. I've got words all over the place today. Let's go to hits and crits.
Well,
one thought he was invincible, the other thought he could fly.
so
They were both wrong.
Son of a bitch is dug in like an Alabama tick.
You're hit. You're bleeding, man.
I ain't got time to bleed.
We're sending somebody in to negotiate.
Anybody else want to negotiate?
Hits and crits.
Hits and crits. Okay, what is happening, guys?
Oh, well, I've got my copy of Tagle Manor in front of me. I'm trying to get
Really?
a section of this module done when I actually pick it up. And I'm almost done with the Wandering Monster tables, which is good.
Tell me again, which version of Tingle is this?
I'm using the revised one actually, because it actually is better organized.
The
Game Science one.
Game Science one. Okay.
Yes.
Because I just picked up at North Texas a printout of the original.
I have it on PDF. It's pretty damn cool, but yeah.
No, but I mean this was redone by Black Blade Publishing and the New Judges Guild. They re-released and redid it and cleaned it up and everything, and it looks just like the original, but it's cleaned up.
Oh, awesome! That's cool.
Anyway, I shot my shot my wad on that. Never mind. I'll tell you
let's just keep going.
Okay, let's keep going. Hold on. What have you been doing? How's the army?
I am mostly into the house. We're working on making full boxes into empty boxes and unloading stuff onto the game shelves. And probably this weekend I'll actually build the game tables so that the game room is a game room.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I want to see a picture.
Set up by the time you get it all set up, it's time for you to go overseas.
Yep, basically.
I would like to see a picture of the finished product.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because we've seen bits and pieces of your old gaming room full on, and it was pretty damn badass then.
Agreed.
What's up with you, Corey?
I just finished commission map cartography work for the second LARP in a series that I'm doing. Just did 6 maps for them. Picked up another commission job for doing artwork, and this is something new to me. I'm going to be doing cover artwork for Basic Fantasy RPG, a new hardback they're going to be putting out.
Oh, really? Cool.
And they want a full color piece, and then of course always interior black and whites.
Of
Hey,
course.
keeping those chops up.
Yep, that's it. Drawing. Oh, we got D&D Sunday, so we'll see how well that goes during Father's Day.
Let's see how this goes. Oh boy.
Hey, Glenn.
Well, yeah.
You got anything left?
Yeah, a bit. I haven't really been doing. I've been, still drooling a bit over my swag from the con. I got Living Legends from Jeff D, the other superhero game he wrote.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't he? Which one did he write? He write Village of Vigilantes?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is more point buy and less rolling on a chart.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, I think he was trying to keep up with the times or something like that. Next year I'll get Cave Master from him. How about that? Cool. And I just finished started a dungeon adventure with my grandson Gage, using my new Castles and Crusades book. And it works out pretty darn good. I was using Kevin Crawford's Solo Heroes so I could cut it down to like me and him.
Right.
And that was the goal, sending him into the dungeon alone. He finds out about the dungeon. The first thing he does, hires henchmen.
He's smart.
I wanted to say, Gage, you're kind of defeating the purpose of this experiment here. But it's okay. I'll make it.
Yeah,
I do have to add one thing I forgot to tell you. I was tempted to steal.
Oh.
Yeah. Essentially, a friend of mine who used to work or worked with at the place where I used to work at gave permission for me to bring some work guys over and do some work stuff for my new job. As I went in, I forgot that her husband and her play Dungeons and Dragons. As I'm perusing her shelf, I see three books of the complete priest spell compendium sitting on the shelf. And I went, I'm like, do you want to sell them? She's like, no, I got them for him for Christmas. I'm like,
well, just remember, she probably paid a pretty penny for those.
She did. She told me. But yeah, I was like, I know they're within the city limits of my city, but I can't read them.
Aw, poor Corey.
Remember, I got the Wizard Spell Compendium for $50.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I paid list price for mine, so it is what it is.
Well, yeah, but you got yours in the day, so so that's something to be said. Hey, let's do some emails.
Yeah, let's do some emails.
I don't have it open.
Yeah, I had it open.
I'll open the mailbag.
Okay. All right, I'll start it off while you get it going. Let's see.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's see. I'm just going through it real quick. Let's see. Okay, this is a quick, short, and sweet one from FD. He's been peppering our email box lately, so as quickly as we read his emails, he piles in about 5 or 6 more. Okay, he says, why not do a segment on the various racial pantheons? They were always some of my favorite deities, especially the halfling ones. Well, you know what? In my Mystara game, I just ported all that straight over from Forgotten Realms because the deities were done so well. And, since I've modified my Mystara campaign to where it's more second edition-ish instead of, basic and expert and Beckme, where, things are a little bit different, but yeah, I mean, I just had them just have, just people worship deities instead of immortals. I just made that change because I was like, you know what, I don't want to mess with that. I mean, there is actually still a path to immortality, but it's much more Highlander than it is the immortal set. Let's put it that way.
Nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, using demi-human deities, no matter what campaign world you have, you can just take them out of there, put them in your campaign world, and no one will be the wiser. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were just that well done.
Yeah. I'll say. That is
Especially
great.
since the demi-human deities really weren't so much any particular realm specific in the first place.
Correct.
Ever since legends and lore and deities and demigods, they've just kind of been the same crop, lifted and shifted and plunked down in every setting that has deities.
True.
All the humanocentric ones might be very thematic to the game system window that you're dealing with, but with the exception of something like Dragonlance, all the demi-human stuff is all just the same demi-human stuff, polish off the serial numbers and insert into a new world.
True
Pretty
enough.
much. I believe that.
Yep. So, yeah, what I was, and yeah, we are remiss in not mentioning also Monster Mythology, which actually had several other deities, and also, might as well give a shout out to All Dragon, who's porting over one at a time the entries in Monster Mythology and giving them the demi-human deities treatment. It's really good stuff to read, and
Really, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, he's been doing that for longer than I've known him, which is about 4 years at this point. So yeah, he's been doing that, and you know what? I should give him if I'm giving him a shout, I should plug his freaking website. But yeah, I'm finding it. But yeah, there it is. blog.aulddragon.com. AULDDRAGON. All one word.
Like, may Ald for acquaintance be forgot?
Yep. Auld Lang Syne. Exactly.
You got it.
We can look into doing that kind of a segmenty thing, and we'll try to give a different one for each of the pantheons. We won't do them all at once or a book treatment at once.
Yeah.
I think we can cover the various books, treated them this way, this way, this way, and this way. Here's your halflings.
Right.
And yes, you can have something other than Yandala. Hey, the books treated them like this. You can have an elf, and somebody will choose something other than Coralon. You know?
And you know what? And that's what I will do. I'm putting it in our show notes as of right now. So thank you for the idea, FD.
But all the dwarves go for Clangeddon.
If they don't go for Clangeddon, they go for Moradin. Yep.
Although we've had fun, I did have one crew who took somebody who went for Dumathoin.
Nothing wrong with that. That's like, spy versus spy kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Although I'm pretty sure there are a couple players who actually are priests of Sharindlar. Let's put it this. No, never mind. Let's save that. I'm going to save that because that's something that we need to address when we actually do this segment.
How to run a game when the cleric in the party is a cleric of Cthulhu. Next.
Next on THACO's Hammer.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So
thank you.
Yep. Thank you for the idea, FD. We will certainly put that in a future show.
All right. Next email comes from Kevin Long.
Yes.
Kevin Long says,
Long.
In show 10, wow, you're reaching way back.
Way back.
In show 10, you talked about playing music in your games. I don't normally play music in the games because I don't have something to do so. You don't have a radio, CD player? There was one time in Monty Cook's Ptolis game that we played Pink Floyd's Welcome to the Machine because we were fighting on a big machine that was under the city. Thanks, Kevin Long.
Good choice.
Yeah, for sure.
Good choice.
In my opinion, there's got to be something in somebody's house somewhere that should be able to play music. And anybody else's house, I mean, just between the four of us here, obviously all the four of us have computers and have audio equipment because we're on computers talking and doing the podcast.
True.
But, you go to anybody's house, you can't say, hey, do me a favor, dude. Can you burn these songs onto a CD so I can put my CD player?
Or make a playlist on your phone. Make a playlist on your MP3 player. Make a playlist on your iPod. Make a playlist of anything. Yep. Throw it on any device. Somebody somewhere the biggest thing that everybody just realized is, you know what? Earbuds aren't enough, man. I need speakers. And there's now like $5 will get you a speaker-like device that you can plug to any data storing music device from your phone to your iPod mini to your watch and start putting out sound into the room.
Yep.
There are a wide variety to go for and make it somewhat thematic to the game and just try to make it not a distractor.
Matt, when he runs, he has his laptop there and he brings up Radio Rivendell.
Oh yeah.
Lets that go.
Oh yeah. That is awesome. We should Go
I
ahead.
gotta tell you, for all of you guys who are playing and listening to this and thinking that music's a good idea, and you do have internet access where you're at, and you're allowed to open up a laptop. Some people aren't during the game, but as a DM, I open up and I use a website called tabletopaudio.com.
That's a good one.
There is over 50 different types of music. You got Abandoned Fair, Alchemist Lab, Doc's District, Zombies. The Age of Steam, Sleeping Dragon, Mountain Pass, Dungeon 1, Dungeon 2, Dungeon 3, Dark and Stormy, and it's just an audio file that's about 10 minutes long. And the thing is, the more you click on it, the more it loops.
That is so cool.
So you can make a playlist. So if you're like, okay, we're going to spend 20 minutes in a tavern, and then we're going to go out into the street, click Mountain Tavern 1, Oasis of Warmth and Hospitality in a Harsh and Unforgiving Environment is what it's called. And it literally plays the music, and it's background ambient music, and all my players are like, they'll literally sit there and listen to the music, and then they'll be like, hey Corey, this one's almost done, what's next? They get into the music because it helps.
I myself found a do-it-yourself soundboard app for my phone and my Samsung tablet. I have crammed the Samsung tablet with as much movie and other music that I can. I had an advantage actually. Long time ago.
In a galaxy far away. Sorry.
Yeah. I exchanged blank CDs with a guy who gave me 8 CDs worth of music from different sources, mostly music, but there were classicals in there. There was stuff from Mannheim Steamroller, from Vangelis, Beethoven, you name it. Conan, any kind.
Gotta have the Conan soundtrack.
Oh, absolutely. Both movies too.
I ripped those and put those on there, plus another stuff I got off the web, plus the D&D CD by Midnight Syndicate, plus.
Arcana, Necronomicon, the Eberron soundtrack that comes with your Eberron books, if you have Eberron, which is another very awesome one to have.
And I just program it to hit buttons, and I can put sound effects on there too to play under them. When I ran my 50 Fathoms game, I had all 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies and Treasure Planet on there.
Oh yeah.
To pull from. Plus like bar music, I had cannons going off. You name it, I was playing it. And at one point I was playing He's a Pirate, and they were in the middle. They were fighting skeletons, and Matt goes, "Come on, let's really do this. This music's getting to me." It's like, okay, all right, let's go. So music is a big plus.
Oh, for sure. The
downside is, you have to pick the music.
Yeah.
To me, that is kind of donkey work.
It all depends. It also means that you're actually putting some thought into your DMing style, and you have to have it at your fingertips, ready to change to a certain track as the mood changes.
That's what the soundboard's for.
Yeah.
There are several different approaches to that as well. I mean, there are literally, I've got at least 3 modules that came with CDs.
Oh yeah.
For the module. With
box
soundtracks, no, just modules to play certain tracks when adventures are in certain phases of the adventure.
Yeah.
There are a few that have gone to that level of its
Where
setup.
the hell did you get that?
TSR actually started doing that.
I mean, I know the box.
Other than TSR, other producers, third-party producers back in the wonderful days of the OGL. So they had all kinds of stuff like that. That was the kind of things that the OGL generated in the world. Surprise. So they were awesome. But you can go all the way to that end. You can go for something 100% thematic to the thing you're in. I'm playing Serenity. We're going to be playing the Firefly soundtrack. We're playing Eberron. I've got the Eberron soundtrack. whatever. We're gonna play sort of Conan. Okay, we got the Conan soundtracks, several of whatever. We're gonna use those, but you can go to that level, or you can just take a kind of generic blended mix that's gonna fill your ambient space. Basically, I've thrown like 30 albums into a thing I call Gamer Tracks, and I just put it on random shuffle and let it play off of my Sony Walkman, which has speakers just in the room as necessary, or I can plug it into actual speakers if I want to make the music more front and center in the game event. There may be a need to separate your playlist into, okay, we're playing fantasy adventures, we're doing this, we're doing superhero adventures, we're doing that, we're doing sci-fi adventures, we're doing that. Whether you're going to be playing Traveler, Star Wars, Star Trek, whatever that happens to be, but get the thing that's going to be the mood for what you're doing. If you're doing, some Red Steel or some High Court, Game of Thronesy kind of whatever, hell, go get the Game of Thrones soundtrack. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good music. That's for sure.
And if you can manage it, you don't have to do it. You can manage it. Sound effects with the music work well if you can manage it like on my soundboard. Or, I ran a Ghostbusters game with nothing but sound effects.
Nothing wrong with that.
Because I had an intro and I had stuff like every time they turned on their proton packs, I played the proton pack turn on and the wands and stuff like that, and the ghosts exploding. I even had the trap out there, just, and they go and they loved it. They absolutely loved it.
Yeah, and actually I looked into one of my music players and I remember I think you gave it to me, Glenn, but somebody actually took the time to make what he called dungeoneering music.
That's the one I was talking about. The 8 CDs.
Yep, 8 CDs worth of stuff, and it pulls from every movie and almost every TV show.
Classical film, modern classics, you name it, it's in there.
It's in there, yeah, for sure. So yeah, you've got stuff to use. And
another. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say another soundtrack that I liked because it combined orchestral music and heavy metal was the Call the Conqueror soundtrack.
Right.
I was like, when I actually saw Call in the theaters way back in the day. I think it was like 97. And
of course you did.
Yeah, of course I did. I'm a sucker for that stuff. You all know that.
The one I'd really like to get a hold of is the Big Trouble in Little China soundtrack. Got to have that John Carpenter synth in there. Sometimes.
You know what, Glenn? I probably can find it. I'll buy that off Amazon.
Please, in about a month, we got one guy in our group running an Oriental Adventures game. I'd love to take that on my soundboard and then pop it. You start playing it. You start hearing the Big Trouble stuff.
Hey, nothing wrong with that for sure.
And also another great source is Incompetech.com.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This guy makes public domain, Creative Commons music that anybody can use for anything. Yep. You just got to credit him.
Yeah, exactly.
What's his website?
Incompetech.com.
Yep, that's where I pull.
That's also where I go for my graph paper.
Yes, it also is.
Oh, that's
awesome
right. Yeah, he makes that stuff.
Incompetech.
Yep.
Oh, Incompetech.
Yes, Incompetech. Yes.
And it's just a smorgasbord of music, and he's always making new ones. Yep. And that's right now. That's 99% of my podcast music.
Yeah.
From him.
And that's about 75% of the 75% of the bumpers I made. Because I was like, he covers like tons of genres, everything from jazz to straight rock to funk. I mean, he's got something for every move. It's awesome. I'm actually
believe that illusion.
Yeah, exactly. But there's plenty of ways to get music on there.
Sorry.
That's Star Trek Next Generation. That's a tricorder.
There you go.
You want to keep going? No. Anyway, shall we move on?
I could do this all night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Shall we move on? Thank you.
Yes. That was who was that, Corey?
Kevin Long.
Kevin Long. Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, American Dragon, Kevin Long. Or something like that. One more. Give us one more.
Okay. All right. This one is a little bit long, but I think we can cover it quickly. This is from our man Eamon. Okay. He says, Hey guys, I have 3 things to talk about in one email, but I promise to keep it short-ish.
Yes, and maybe.
Exactly. First off, thanks for all the responses to my emails. I did catch the other reply on the actual play feed, and now I feel like I've been on 2 shows. Yeah, hey, if you got good questions, we'll give you props, of course. I took a lot of your advice to heart in regards to your responses to my problems with finding second edition one-shot stuff. In the end, you guys seemed to really say, don't be lazy, be creative, be flexible, and I did. Thanks. Also, Dragon Magazine, I've been listening to your show for forever now, but I can't believe I didn't think of Dragon Magazine.
He's talking about Dungeon Magazine.
He might.
Both.
Yeah, both. Yeah.
There are adventures in Dragon.
Yeah, not that many.
More adventures in Dungeon.
Yes, much more. I suppose it's because you guys haven't talked about it for a while. Here's the thing. Back in the day when it was actually out, I really didn't get what was in Dragon and what it was supposed to be about. And I totally missed out. Oh, hell yeah, you did. I know DM Brian has a PDF of every single issue ever. Nah, only up until the end of the second edition run.
Zing!
Yeah.
Bazinga.
Yeah, bazinga. But I'm still trying to navigate those back issues. I would love to hear more about hidden gems of great stuff from Dragon. Your wishes are command. I also started to check out your Think Tank podcast as you suggested. Just a little advice then. You guys should probably promote how to find that podcast a little more. Maybe a link from the website or put into the contact spiel at the end of your episodes. Find us on blah blah blah, Jamendo.com, blah blah blah. Yeah, I think we can do that. I mean, we'll probably have to cut a new one, Glenn. But I don't think that's a problem.
To cut in.
Phrasing.
Well, just listen to this show. There's a brainstorm section on here a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Matter of fact, we're doing one tonight.
Yeah, this is true. Let's see. One more suggestion. Handy uses for low-level spells. In all my days, I have never heard such bent uses for low-level spells as what you all come up with. There's clever spell casting, and then there's whatever you guys do. I feel like most.
I like this guy.
Yeah. Hey, he gives props, and that's always good. I feel like most of your listeners are DMs, but I feel like having more stuff for the players out there might be nice, and clever uses of low-level spells might be a good one. Also, they're damn funny. Let's see. Okay. So on Splatbook 105, you invited guests on to cheerlead their favorite setting for future shows. That was brave. Sure, brave. Actually, I really look forward to seeing what you can dig up. If you rope someone in for another Halloween Ravenloft episode, may I suggest getting into the Van Richten's guides? Yes, we can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a very good idea for a Halloween show.
I've got quite a few of them, plus I've got 2 of the 3 Van Richten's Monsters Compendium.
Yep. Yeah, so I think we can do that. Those are really just great for any setting, and I would personally really like to hear what you guys do with that. Thanks, Eamon.
As far as I'm concerned, even if you're going to deal with undead in any kind of quantity, you really should get the Van Richten's guides.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because they take the generic stuff and they flesh it out, they turn it around, they turn it on its head, to where the players just have no idea what's going on. I mean, Corey covered that in the last episode we did.
Yeah.
They don't need the mist to. You don't need the mist to mess with their minds.
No,
and
not at all.
If you're specifically hunting for all things Ravenloft, go to Cartagena.com.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's actually a very good idea. Oh, so thanks, Eamon, and keep those emails coming.
Yes, please. Thank you. Okay, and you guys can send us emails at thacoshammer@gmail.com.
Or the number
405-806-0555.
Or you can post to our forums on d20radio.com.
Dragon's Foot. Facebook. We have a Facebook page there.
OSR Gaming.
OSR Game. I was getting there.
Which they call it something else for some reason.
Yeah, that's a private joke between Vince and Corey. That's true.
To confuse the 4 hosts of THACO's Hammer so they can't find the place.
Never mind. I
We're
could
not
say something
allowed
about
in.
that.
THACO's hammers? What's THACO's hammer?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you use to hit AC nails.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Okay, so shall we go to the new shall we go
Yes,
to move on to our topics?
99-cent
Oh,
perspiration.
99 cent? What?
before we do,
What
one more
what's up,
thing.
Corey?
I've been lazy. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm a terrible person. I
Okay.
swear to you guys, I'll get the bumper stickers out and I'll get the bookmarks out.
Oh.
Busy. I've
Oh.
just been busy.
Oh, Corey.
I've been
I
busy.
understand, but yeah.
We'll rake you over the coals later.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a brainstorm. I got an idea. Go ahead, keep going. All right,
Okay.
let's move on.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Write it down
you
somewhere.
You said that right after I said rake over the coals. I don't know if I want to know it.
Well,
Anyway, 99-cent perspiration.
Brilliance. That's all I can say. Sheer, unadulterated brilliance. I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
I'm laughing at the superior intellect.
Okay, so how do you do that?
I do work, bitch.
99% perspiration.
99-cent perspiration. Home base, you're safe.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm on base.
Yeah, I'm on base. You can't get me.
Yeah, after like a 2 dungeon base run, somebody hits a long fly ball, make it.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is
safe.
part of our tips for beginning DMs. This is part 2.
Yep, part 2.
And it says home base. Start the show with this. Oops.
Thanks, Glenn.
Yes.
Way to go. Yeah. Well, like we covered, designing a little bit of a region in the first part of the series, and now we're moving on to, actually developing, home base for the characters. I mean, we talked about it a little bit last time. Just using Keep on the Borderlands, the ubiquitous module, the one everybody's played through at least 7 or 8 times. You have the outpost in the middle of nowhere. That's where you run to when the orcs are too many for you to handle. That's where you go when you're laden down with treasure and you need to offload some of it or at least store it.
To lick your wounds to fight another day of that dragon.
Mm-hmm. Or find more henchmen.
Yes, to throw at him.
Yes, for sure.
See, my perfect home base would be a dugout. A dugout way down deep where you can barely just see the door, and then just it's like a little hill, and just put an outhouse on the top. Where's your home base? See that outhouse? That's your home base? No, it's right.
Yeah, I think somebody's been playing Minecraft too much. Put a little house on top and build a giant mine underneath.
Yeah, exactly. But so in designing a home base, you should have at least a few concepts in mind. First is where are they going to sleep? Where are they going to eat? Where are they going to hear rumors? Where are they going to buy equipment or replace equipment? Where are they going to go to higher authorities in order to be commissioned to go out and deal with some issue that the town or home base is having? And
where
so
a higher
forth
authority is going to detain them for the bar fights and send them on punitive actions.
Correct.
To make up for the bar fights.
This is why it's a dugout, so you can put stakes around it.
But how many temples are there? Are there any shrines to other deities? Are there any clerics to heal the party if they need to, or even raise dead if necessary? And the whole thing is, it's not that difficult because there are so many campaign cities in various campaign worlds that are done pretty well. I mean, Waterdeep being, I hate to use the word, but the gold standard. And and I mean, but Waterdeep is like, God, what, the size of, oh goodness, I'd say what, just any, a major city. Let's say I'd say almost as big as Chicago. It's a huge city. Um, and you don't have to think that big because when you think that big, then all of a sudden the onus is on you to fill that empty space with stuff. Oh, which reminds me, Glenn, you
Yes.
remember that D30 guide that you
Oh yeah,
sent me?
Richard LeBlanc.
Yes, that D30 guide. I actually just on a lark like a couple days ago, I was just looking at it, and they had the campaign one where it goes where it's like with a roll of a D30 or a D6 and a D10 if you don't have one. Um, you can actually go through uh all of the how should I put it? You can basically fill up a town just by rolling on charts. You know, you can have you can build the leader of the community, the priests and everything like that on down the line as far into detail as you want to go.
Long live the D30.
Absolutely. I still have mine.
Take that and Ultimate Toolbox and go to town.
Oh yeah.
Literally.
For sure. Yeah. Go to town and build it up. So yeah, I mean, but like I said, when in building a home base and you're a beginning DM, it's like the KISS concept, as Glenn likes to use all the time. The KISS concept is the one that you should always keep in mind. Keep it simple, stupid.
Right.
Don't go.
Or in my case, is keep it simple and stupid.
Well, I wasn't going to say that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's like just go with the basics, what the party needs, and if you want to, or if you feel you have to, expand outward as you go, rather than trying to cram everything into this one area. And just let your players have fun with it. I mean, how many times have we said it? More often than not, the players will come up with ideas and concepts for the DM to run with, and more often than the DM comes up with them himself sometimes.
That's true. Now, as far as home bases go,
Yes.
you don't have to have them establish a home base town.
No.
When they first start, it's probably just good enough they have they're regulars at a tavern
Mm-hmm.
that they use, or an inn they use as a home base.
Where everybody knows your name.
Exactly.
Or a ship.
Yeah, or a ship. Yeah.
Or a starship. No, a ship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just rowing ship, slave galley. Everybody goes ashore, and the rule is never get off the boat.
Yeah, for sure. Even just I'm thinking of the game oh geez, Path of Exile, where basically you are thrown overboard on a ship and you are ashore and you're immediately set upon by undead and you have to fight your way to the barely holding on with prayers and hope and spit and mud little community. And that's where you start your adventuring career, and you find out where you are, why you're here, and what you can do to help the community that you are now a part of.
And remember that home is where the hearth is, so you have to have a reason to want to do the horribly dangerous things that you're doing.
Correct.
Could be money, could be pride, could be love, could be champion, could be wanting to do the right thing, wanting to do the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Whatever
this
it is that's going to get you out there.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I do for a living. Yes.
Yeah.
I always like to play the fighters as like working class fighters. When they promise to do something, they have a standard contract,
Mm-hmm.
and every time something attacks the camp, they figure they're on the clock. Thing,
Oh, it's like that old Warner Brothers cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the sheep herder.
Hello,
and
Sam.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey Dave, how's it going, Sam?
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, but I used to have a fighter who would be on second watch. Here's something, and some kind of bugbear shows up. He'll just pick up his sword and go, ding. I'm on the clock. Here I go.
Yep. Exactly. And yeah, they're just sitting around drinking watered down wine and stuff like that, so they don't get too drunk. Then all of a sudden, yeah, something
grog.
happens.
They get their ration of grog.
So yeah, I mean, in designing home base, think about the necessities first, then come in with the window dressing and the plot devices. And just remember, just because you have a plot device that you think is awesome doesn't mean that that the players are going to pick down or pick up what you put down.
Yeah.
Sometimes that just doesn't click, and you have to accept that. And
Anybody who has a home base in my world, I always make sure it's the same name for the place.
Which is
the Bent Nail Saloon.
Cool. That's actually not a bad name for one.
Especially when you think about it.
There's also you don't have the obligation to put everything inside the same compound or under the same roof.
Right.
Correct.
Don't try to force feed that. You can open up the region and give yourself a little bit more elbow room to have some expansion of whatever people are going to do by spreading it out a little bit. It doesn't have to be the little keep on the borderlands. You can open it out into, okay, we have okay town, medium town, we've got, some druids or rangers in the woods nearby, we've got a temple. It's not like it's hostile territory, palisade walls everywhere, unless that's what you're going for.
Right.
There's levels of threat that people build these communities around, and yeah, you might have your occasional orc or goblin band or something that's out there, but it's not the kind of thing that they've decided to wall off the town yet. Or you're going for something more metropolitan, and you're going for a Greyhawk or a Waterdeep or a Sharn city of towers, and you've got all kinds of hello, why are you coming in? We are not going to let you in. You silly English kniggets. You can keep people out, you can keep people in, whatever it is you happen to do. It all varies depending on where you set it. Are you doing the arboreal jungle wildland investigator explorer quest thing? So everything is based off of the port, the beachhead. Or are you doing it from, hey, we are adventurers, gadabouts about town for the high, adventurers guild, wizards guild, school of magic, whatever.
Right.
Or anything. Are you just the kids from the farm town who decided, I really want to grow up and be a wizard one day?
And then his father said, good, I want you to get your ass out anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Go find your fortune.
So yeah, I mean, there are different ways of doing it, and find what works for you, and just remember that if you're still getting your DM's feet wet, just remember that you don't have to do it all at once. It's okay to ease it in.
Steal it.
And all else fails, find a copy of Horror on the Hill. Guido's Fort.
Yep. One of my favorite modules, obviously.
I love Guido's Fort. I always try to get people to start there. I just like it.
Yeah, it's because you're automatically in a situation, and
it's a fort, not a town.
Yeah, it's a fortified fort. It's a small fort. It's a more or less a small way station on a trading road that's fallen on really hard times because of all these invasions and stuff, which is cool.
I love playing Guido.
Yep, and another home base module B10, Night's Dark Terror.
That's right.
Where it basically takes you all around the Grand Duchy of Karamakos, but you start at a homestead of horse farmers, really horse ranchers, I should say, and you have to defend them against a goblin incursion, and then the adventure takes off from there, and that's what makes it awesome.
And, if you want to go more cosmopolitan, there's always Waterdeep and the Yawning Portal.
Oh, yeah.
Yawning Portal in.
Yep.
First level characters do not go into the Yawning Portal.
No.
You use that.
Don't do it. You won't come back.
You use that as a base.
Well, yeah, isn't it? No, I was saying, full on. Isn't it listed somewhere that that the man who owns it, Durnan, actually takes appraising look at the party and basically will tell them yes or no they can go into
Among
Under
others,
Mountain.
yes.
Yeah.
Among others, yes. And it's more about, you can go in, but you're gonna have to pay to get out.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah, keep a gold piece in your sock, just in case.
No, I thought it was like you go in for free, you come out for free. But if you want to be healed, that's something else.
Oh no, that was something else on top of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You went in for free, but you had to have gold pieces to come out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they just pull up the basket that you ride up in, and you're screwed.
Yeah.
Then you have to find another way out.
And some people do.
Yes. The party I played with, we actually got lost, and we accidentally found another way out. We ended up being like 20 miles south of Waterdeep when, by the time we got out of there, because Undermountain's just that big.
Well, that's lucky.
It was
coming out through Skullport or anything like that.
No,
that's other ways out.
No. I don't think the DM had that supplement. Thank God. I don't think we would have made it out alive if we got to Skullport.
Go to Skullport, hire yourself out on a ship. Then you're out.
You won't find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
But anyway,
yeah.
Other well-designed things that you can bootleg from. Hey, snag somebody's book 1 from Night Below and just steal Heronshire and put it anywhere in any world and unrelate it to the Night Below campaign and just make it yours. Use it for what you need. Change the names, polish off the serial numbers, and you have a base zone to operate from.
Yep.
Or another favorite of mine, Hamlet.
Oh yeah. Yeah, with its which is kind of funny because
don't go near the boathouse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that reminds me of a discussion on Dragon's Foot where the DM basically said one of his players was like, we're going to go and raid Nulb. We're going to go over there and liberate it, and there's just no way because none of the players really want to do it, but the one player's really gung-ho about it. So the DM's like, what should I do? And most of the people are telling them, let them fall on their face. Let them find out.
Sodding Burks and putting them straight into the City of Doors.
Oh, God. First level characters in Sigil. Oh, fresh meat.
Hey, planar people start there. Why not?
It's true, but
Anyway,
we can go on forever on this topic.
So home base, make one up. You know exactly what they need. They need a safe place to regroup.
Yep.
Is the bottom line.
Yep.
And as a DM, they deserve it. Although I know some DMs will like, oh, you just got home. Well, it got ransacked while you were gone.
Oh God. We've discussed that with Kratos' Freehold or whatever that was.
Kratos' Freehold. Yeah, that you got to be careful with that because that could be seen as a dick move.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much.
But you got to give him a safe. You got to give him a safe space every once in a while. I'm sure Corey has plenty of places where they can hole up as home bases.
Yeah, but wherever they are, if it's a wilderness village, they have to stomp on every mushroom or campestry they find.
They're not near any swamps.
Yeah, off-key singing in the swamp. Yeah, you want to kind of go away. But anyway, shall we?
Yes. Okay, tell us about it at thacoshammer@gmail.com. Let us go on to Magic Fingers.
The White Wizard approaches.
There's no such thing as magic.
You're always were a better magician. You both know that. But whatever your secret was, you have to agree. Magic's better.
Magic Fingers.
Magic Fingers, folks. We're going to talk about teleport and teleport without error. There's a difference. Don't forget it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, there is.
Yeah.
For sure. And I'm pulling up my information right now because I lost
Information.
it. Yes. I get to get the info. Need a freaking boon here.
Okay.
And I hate that movie. Why did I quote it?
So, teleport.
Yes.
A 5th level arcane or wizard spell.
Correct.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at range of touch. Components, verbal only.
Sorry, Corey. I
Duration.
just saw that picture you sent me.
Instantaneous duration.
Yes.
Casting time 2, and
Mm-hmm.
the area effect is special, and there's no saving throw. None.
No, not needed.
Now, how many? Now, is that for one person?
Well, it says right here, when this spell is used, the wizard instantly transports himself along with a certain amount of additional weight that is on or being touched by the spellcaster. That could be a friend.
Yeah, or friends if the wizard is high enough in level.
Everybody grab a hold of me. There's
And
no
you have
place
to
like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like gnome.
Tap, tap, tap.
Grab a hold of me as I utter the ancient Latin inscription, "Get us the hell out of here!"
Exactly. Oh, blessed mother of acceleration, don't fail me now.
Distance is no factor, but interplanar travel is not possible by means of a teleport spell. The spellcaster is able to teleport a maximum weight of 250 pounds plus an additional 150 pounds for each level of experience above 10th.
Yep.
So
So
one
13th
fighter
level?
and one thief or wizard.
So I could take the halfling, everybody else is screwed.
Yep. Or the wizard just happens to sit on the treasure chest and then teleport.
Oh, talk about a dick move. Wow.
Yep.
Oh man, all this fighting, I gotta sit down for a minute. Poof.
Yep.
Yeah, mage thief. Wow, that's one hell of a move.
No, yeah.
Touch spell. That's something to add to the spell archer's.
Yep. Just in
If
case.
the destination area
Go
is
ahead.
very familiar to the wizard, he has a clear mental picture or through actual proximity to and study of the area, it is unlikely that there is any error in arriving. Although the caster has no control over his facing upon arrival, lesser known areas, those only seen in magically or from a distance, increase the probability of error. Unfamiliar areas present considerable peril.
Mm-hmm.
So don't let your maid rearrange your furniture while you're gone.
Correct. or yeah, don't let your artist.
Did it make it? Yes, and then it exploded.
Or don't let your artist go Bob Ross and put happy little trees in the picture of the place you're trying to teleport to. Yeah. The percentages for the teleporting are fairly interesting. I mean, familiar, there's more or less a 3% chance of coming in too high or too low. And it starts going down from there. I mean, when you're teleporting to somewhere you've never seen, you are rolling the dice big time. There's a 32%. No, go ahead.
Is this where we add wild mages?
Oh God, can you imagine that?
This is where it behooves you to do your research first. You need to set some navigation coordinates when you try to use this spell. That means, yes, you might get a better chance if you actually do break out the crystal ball. Use a clairvoyance spell. Hell, use an ESP spell and interrogate somebody.
Right.
Don't think about the purple elephants or your castle gates.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of like, Anne McCaffrey's Dragon Riders of Pern. You have an image you have to keep in your mind of the place that you want to go, and you study that place, and you make sure that the place you're going to isn't overly disturbed by anything, because that's when things really get hairy. But
so I carry a postcard of Disneyland with me.
There you go. Yep, right there in front of the Magic Kingdom.
Apprentices behind the backs of their master go and rearrange his teleporting room in the tower and move all the furniture around and invert things and cause problems.
Yes.
Pranking wizards can be bad.
Yes, exactly. But I have seen and I have heard through other people where they've used a teleport spell blind. And the things that can happen when you teleport blind can be rather, shall we say, detrimental.
That's an emergency use right there.
Mm-hmm. Teleporting high means the wizard arrives 10 feet above the ground for every 1% he is below the lowest on-target probability. In this case, he could teleport, if he's never seen the place before, he can teleport as high as 320 feet above it.
That's what feather falls are for. Big
True.
deal.
Yeah, any wizard worth his salt should have that spell on his lips at any moment. But teleporting low, however,
Hope you have catacombs. Hope you have sublevels. Hope you have discovered a new dungeon.
It doesn't even have to go that freaking far because I can tell you from my past history.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Gringower, the bulbous.
Okay.
My 15th level wizard, who currently has no legs because he failed his teleport by 2%.
Ooh. He
teleported
teleported
his
low.
legs directly 2 feet. Teleported 2 feet low.
Ooh.
So both of his legs were encased in solid rock.
Got planted.
Now he floats on Tensor's floating disc. He gained about 175 to 300 pounds at any given time. He sweats profusely. If anybody knows Marvel Comics, he looks like Mojo.
Mojo, yeah.
Oh boy.
I was gonna say he looks like Cotton Hill. Hey, those damn things! They took my knee. They took my shins.
Yeah, he
I fed 50 men in World War II.
Yep.
Oh my God. But I mean, yeah, but even by the book, a low result, it basically says it results in instant death, although a lot of people have modified that through the years.
Maiming is so much more fun than you die.
Yes, you die.
Yes, let's meme them. Yes.
Oh. Yeah. Well, that's
or even just you really are off, and you've just discovered the Underdark. Congratulations. Now get out.
If you can.
Yes.
Yeah, because you're ill-prepared. And being ill-prepared in the Underdark means that you're going to end up dead anyway.
Well,
hey, question. Everybody likes to use teleport traps.
Mm-hmm.
Are they doing it on a budget and actually using actual teleport, or are they trying to be precise and using teleport without error in their manufactured magical trap?
Mm-hmm.
Which leads to the next one, teleport without error, where you take the guesswork out of it.
Yes, and it's pretty much the same. The only major difference is it's a 7th level spell. The casting time is 1, and if it's a place, to any known location on the home plane with no chance for error. That also enables the caster to travel to other planes of existence, but any such plane is at best studied carefully. Of course, because it can come back to the regular teleport spell, if you don't do your homework, like Corey said.
Yes.
And it all depends on the knowledge and how much time they used to study. So, and with teleport without error, that's the one spell that the really high level mages have just in case things go badly.
Actually, the really experienced high level mages have the contingency spell.
Yeah, or sucker for that matter.
Yeah.
Which is a 9th level spell, but by that time you're dealing with liches.
I finally figured out why they call it that.
Why is that?
Because when they use the spell before they wink out, they yell "suckers."
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, these spells, of course, throughout the Monstrous Manual, of course, the ever so ubiquitous crypt thing, which we've kind of talked about.
Crypt thing.
Yes. Where are they again?
Where is it?
I'm gonna guess. I think a crypt.
Good guess.
That never stops being funny. But I mean that thing, all it has to do is touch you and it will teleport you 1d 100 miles in any direction, including up or down if the DM really wants it.
Which is a very useful thing to use against Tarrasques because, they reflect those line spells and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep, this is true.
And the cleric goes poof, and they turn to the crypt thing and say, "Is that without error?" And he looks over, "Yeah, right, okay."
Yeah. Sure, yeah, kid, sure it is.
Sure it is.
Sure it is, kid. But I mean, like I've said, there's various monsters that use it, offensively or defensively in some cases, and the table, that table can be the bane of any mage.
Those are the two basics, but there are other teleport-like spells in the spell lists. I keep thinking of like Dimension Door.
Yep.
Like that.
Yeah, those kind of spells too.
Those kind of things, you're going into another plane and coming out again.
Correct.
This teleports. It's boom. You're there.
Yep, exactly. Star Trek shimmery sound optional.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes, execute spacefold now. That's not your verbal component?
No.
Scotty, get me out of here.
Yeah, Scotty, beat me. Oh crap. Yeah.
Manufacture some sort of lathe. Get off of it, guy.
I always liked the hermit wizards that would take teleport without air and imbue it into like silvered mirrors. Put one as his welcome rug and the other one hanging off the edge of the top of his tower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that's gonna leave a mark for sure.
It's you said one in the welcome rug.
Yeah, and then there's the go away rug for sure.
No, it's just like it's like 10 years later. It's like he's still doing it.
Yeah.
Falls
exactly.
out of one, falls in another.
And there are alternate versions that are always fine-tuned and refined and restricted specifically for the use in everybody's favorite teleport room traps, where you walk into the room is the thing, the door is closed, you open the door, and the hallways are different. Nobody knows why.
And you teleport, and then there's the one I saw in Marvel Superheroes where you walk out of the room and it teleports you back into the other door on the other side of the same room. And you're wondering why I keep seeing the same room all the time. Right?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, yes. Okay, tell us all about your teleport stories at THACOShammer@gmail.com. And we are on to a snipe hunt.
Two fools who laugh at death. Do you know what horrors lie beyond that wall?
No.
Then you go first.
This world's divided into two kinds of people, the hunter and the hunted. And luckily, I'm a hunter. Nothing can ever change that.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
I'll swallow your soul!
Come get some.
Time for a snipe hunt.
Snipe hunt. If I can get the stale Cheetos out of my mouth. The White Dragon.
Yep. And
not White Dwarf, White Dragon.
Not the Anne McCaffrey White Dragon, which was cool, but yeah, the White Dragon.
Not the White Dwarf, otherwise we get sued.
Oh, yeah, we would. By a defunct magazine that's been out of business for 20 years.
Yeah, but the business that owned it, Games Workshop, is not, and they are money hungry.
Oh, that is so true.
I thought they were still publishing White Dwarf as an all Warhammer all the time book.
Negative. They stopped making it.
Yeah.
January of this year, I think.
They did they go online like Wizards did?
Nope.
Dumb.
Yeah, for sure. Because they could
have done an online version.
Yes, they could have. I actually saw in Dragon's Foot somebody posted about that and how bad it is, and it's like, ugh. All I know is the one of the few times I set foot in a Games Workshop store, they were trying to sell me hard on everything, and it was like, guys, I'm just looking at your freaking paints. Leave me alone.
I think there was one in Santa Monica, the big Santa Monica mall there, and I stepped into one.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice. I mean, it was for game stores.
Yeah.
But I didn't see anything special about it. Anyway, so let's get back on subject here. White dragons, the smallest and weakest of the evil dragons.
Yep.
They're slow-witted but efficient.
Yes.
Very, very animal-like.
Yep. And rather cunning.
Yeah, in an animal way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Impulsive, vicious, and animalistic.
Kind of like fighting wolves in a pack.
Mm-hmm. A pack of one for sure.
That kind of cunning.
Mm-hmm.
Or velociraptors, if you want to follow the Jurassic Park model.
Yeah, we could do that. Let's see. They speak their own tongue, and a tongue common to all evil dragons. And 7% of hatchlings have an ability to communicate with any intelligent creature.
There's two white dragons over there. They're speaking their own tongue.
Yep.
Speak white dragon. What are they saying? Oh, what do you want to do tonight, Charlie? I don't know. Let's go over here and get some cattle. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of stupid?
Yeah, that kind of stupid, pretty much. Let's see. Their base armor class is 1, 11 hit dice base, which is still pretty formidable. They're
not a walk in the park.
No. Even though they're the smallest of the chromatic dragons, yeah, they still pack a pretty good punch.
Yeah. Cone of Frost. Anyone?
Yep, absolutely. 70 feet long, 5 feet wide at the mouth, 25 feet wide at the base. And that's, let's see, pretty much 1d6 plus 1 for every age category. So a great worm is 12d6 plus 12, which doesn't seem like a lot, but you know what? It can still ruin your day. Trust me
It
on
has been
that.
said once again and many times before on the THACO's hammer.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dragon.
Yep.
You are crunchy and good with ketchup. It's a dragon.
Yep.
Even the dumb dragon.
Yep. Dragons is so stupid, but they'll still kill you. I mean, the thing about going against white dragons is that the environment can kill you long before the dragon can.
Yeah, they're up north in the cold.
Yeah,
even long after the dragon didn't.
Yep, it's true. I always said, because one of the games I played in, we decided to become dragon hunters at like 7th level, and that was the first one we went after. We went after a great warm white dragon in its lair. And yeah, the environment nearly killed us. The dragon killed my ranger, who later got raised. But, and getting out again was the tough part.
Right.
And,
And believe me, you do not want to get caught in a two-way battle between white dragons and frost giants.
No.
Which is their natural enemy.
Correct.
You know what? Most of the time, people never actually go to quest after a white dragon to stop its rampaging.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually far enough away from everybody intelligently civilized that they're just doing their thing. It's people who aggressively go hunt and pursue dragons because, oh, it's awesome, it's a dragon. It'll be a thing on my totem spear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, what's he gonna ravage? A couple of igloos and some polar bears?
That's pretty much what goes on.
He probably keeps remors as pets.
Now you're starting to think, because almost all dragons are going to have minions. They're going to have fireball fodder, if you will. They're going to have the lair that has, if you step the wrong way, it, you fall into a pit with icicles at the bottom, which are spikes and things like that.
Frost trolls, gray oozes, winter wolves,
white puddings,
remores.
Yep.
There's white puddings?
Yes, white puddings. Yes, and they're nasty.
There's also brown mold.
Yes,
I love to cuddle up in a little bit of brown mold. Go ahead, throw a fireball at me. Come on, dare you.
But
why do all the frost giants have rings of warmth on? Doesn't matter. Throw a fireball at them.
Exactly. Yeah, they're now not with them not being so intelligent, they don't get a lot of spells. They start at category 6 and goes all the way up to 12, which is Great Worm, but they only get first level wizard spells. That's it.
Only first level? Wow.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they ain't so smart.
They're not the mages of dragons. They're more the sneaky, slimy assassin, thiefy level type, not the mage caster, in my opinion.
Which means they can pick locks and read scrolls, right?
So you're saying these are the goblins of dragons?
Yes, these are the goblins of dragons.
Yes, for sure. The special abilities they have, aside from, of course, being immune to cold, they can ice walk at juvenile, which is category 4. Mature adult, they can do gust of wind 3 times a day. If you start using things, I don't suggest it, but if you start using rules about exposure, that can be pretty nasty unto itself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They have Wall of Fog 3 times a day at very old, and they have the freezing fog at the worm category, which is category 11. And that's basically it obscures vision in a 100-foot radius and causes frost to form on surfaces, creating a thin layer of ice on all the surfaces. So yeah, make your dex checks, folks, because you're gonna be trying to be keeping your balance unless you got ice skates.
Now, a useful, nice thing about white dragons and why everybody puts them first on their list of we're gonna go be dragon hunters is if you screw things up horribly. These, unlike the black dragons, which will suck you under the swamp and drown you and let your body rot for a while, also have a tendency to still like live meat, but like their stuff long, cold, frozen.
Yep, in the deep freeze.
So you can have yourself a Luke Skywalker on Hoth moment with individual party members who get captured by the failed attempt to go besiege the White Dragon or the failed attempt to go undo the Winter Wolf pack and discover that they're being run by a White Dragon, and have a hostage rescue situation of probably somewhat alive characters still.
Yeah, somehow.
You know what's interesting?
Yeah, what's that?
The first 4 ages of dragons don't have magic resistance.
No, they don't.
That's until age 5.
Yep. Yeah, that's
no wonder they
that's
go
young
after
adult.
the young. No wonder they go after the young ones.
Yeah, well, the thing is that the young ones don't have much treasure either.
Right.
In this case, they don't start getting treasure until juvenile stage, which is treasure type E, and it just goes from there. It's not a lot because, of course, they're small. They don't do a whole lot aside from what they do, what they are able to get from whatever. But there's no treasure type H's here. Their hordes are fairly small in comparison to other dragons. It's true.
Gotcha.
But yeah, they can be. If you play Great Worm White Dragons correctly, you don't make them too smart, but they got some really nasty traps along the way. Yeah, they can pretty much weaken a party before they get to them. And then by that time, a couple people might be,
They
frozen
could think they were smart. They could be like the Wile E. Coyote of dragons.
Yeah, they think. Yeah, I personally think they have like
they got a big
complex.
ego.
Yeah, Napoleon complex.
Everyone else is we're dragons.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Yeah, dragons, even the smallest ones, have massive egos. It's true.
What was that, Corey?
I said the word he was looking for was superiority complex.
Yes, thank you. That's exactly what I meant to say.
Or a Napoleon complex.
You mean a supremely draconian worldview?
But okay. So like I said, you could base a Great Worm White Dragon is still a challenge. But for a well-equipped medium to high-level party, they can take him down. You got to be lucky with your rolls and your saving throws. Resist cold spells all around, all that kind of stuff.
Or have your father-in-law dwarf make you a magical throwing hammer and bring your drow friend.
Oh.
You went there, didn't you?
Oh, why'd you have to go there? That is true. Yeah, in order to get a Frostbrand scimitar. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway.
Hunted a few in his day.
What?
He's probably hunted a few in his day.
Who? Drizzt?
No, Thor.
Oh, Thor. Oh yeah. Well, no, he goes after frost giants more often, but yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, have you guys ever used them? You have?
Oh yeah. I mean, either side of the screen. I mean,
yep.
I've had White Dragon lairs where, as part of an Arctic major adventure, I mean, it's my ambition, and for those who know about this game, I want to do Secret of the Silver Blades, just not quite as high powered, but you're going to run into white dragons in there. It's because it's all up in the Savage Frontier, up in the cold areas.
Right.
So you're going to be running into frost giants and woolly mammoths and thawed out ancient warriors and things of that nature. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where you're going to run into some white dragons at one point.
You are?
Oh yeah. That game you ran into, all categories of white dragon, from hatchlings all the way up to great worms.
I don't know much about the video games and stuff, but did the Baldur's Gate stuff have white dragons in it?
I believe so. If not, no, it wasn't Baldur's Gate.
Or
It
was
was
it Neverwinter Nights?
no, it was Icewind Dale. That's what it was.
Icewind Dale,
Neverwinter, stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. And and that gives you that gives you good ideas about dragon tactics if you are not having good luck in finding in thinking of stuff yourself, which is kind of weird because all you gotta do is look into special attacks on dragons about tail slaps and wing buffets and kicks and swoops, and all that kind of stuff.
And Warren Buffett.
Through that, Adventurer Tenderizer, start Avalanche.
Yep. And that's a last resort kind of thing. If the dragon fight's going against him, he just bats his tail against the wall and the whole thing starts caving in.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, get out of that.
I had the PCs work for a white dragon.
Oh.
Yep, didn't even know it either. Polymorph with a ring, stolen from a dead mage that he crunched centuries ago, and then he used something of persuasion. I can't remember the item.
What filter?
Something, and he literally he supplemented his lack of magic ability with magic items that he stole off of the frozen dead bodies that he ate.
Well, there you go.
So
I could totally see a somewhat intelligent white dragon being the, he's the crime lord of the up in the Ten Towns region or up in the Wilderland forest frontier north region. That's the far end of your trading route that delivers to all the friggin' fur trappers up there. Yeah, he's probably head of your Thieves Guild.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Is he smart enough for it?
I could see him having having a second in command who's smarter but is physically weak, so it's sort of like a you wash my back, I wash yours kind of situation.
Oh, his Starscream.
Yes.
Corey, what?
I was going to say, the dragon literally found a higher level thief that decided to go out on an adventure with a few adventuring friends and spared his life under the condition that he continues to run the Thieves Guild. But the dragon is actually in charge. So he lets the smarter human, run the Thieves Guild while he sits back as the guild master and
adds to his hoard.
Yep.
And when people get too uppity and the adventurers come wandering up into their neck of the woods, they get a quest to go on up to check out
a frosty
Hamburger
reception.
Hill.
Hamburger Hill. Wow. Jeez, there's a callback. I mean, it's the monster itself just on its own, just as a bunch of stats and things like that. Yeah, it's not that impressive to a veteran party, but yeah, you can use these monsters in different kinds of ways rather than just something for the players to beat up on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and I bet you guys got stories out there about white dragons too, don't you? THACOShammer@gmail.com. Talk to us about it, maybe.
And the first one who makes a Ruth joke is going to get banned. Anyway, sorry. I've still I've got
banned. You just did it.
Yeah. No, I didn't.
Anyway, we're going to go on to the pièce de résistance, the DM brainstorm.
Now you tell me what you know. Only the infinity of the depths of a man's mind can really tell the story.
What are you, a wizard, a genius?
DM brainstorm.
DM brainstorm, where our ideas become your fodder and mutter.
And uncles and aunts and cousins, yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. Fish it all game.
We're
going to talk about a jungle port.
Well, let's be honest. We did, because while we.
But you weren't there.
Yes, I was.
No, them.
Oh there. Yeah. You weren't there. Yeah, you did. You weren't there because we had some technical difficulties with the episode, and full on. While we're going to revisit it, but full on came up with a nice map, which I'm going to use as the picture on THACOShammer.info, our home website, and also our page on Facebook, so you can see it. But
among other things, Full On has mad map making skills.
yeah, awesome map. Yeah, awesome skills that way. Because we're sitting there talking about and bouncing ideas off one another, and then he holds up this picture that he drew by hand of the region.
Almost as good as Corey.
Yeah.
No, it's up there with mine.
Yep.
He's good.
Yep. And basically, what this is, it's a jungle port on a river. And what we started with was. You had the highlands on one side of the river and the lowlands on the other side, and there's sort of class warfare. That's where we started.
Yes.
And then there's Betty White feeding a crocodile.
Betty what?
Yeah, that's up there at the lake.
You never saw Lake Placid? Never mind.
I haven't seen
Betty
it.
White's
Yeah.
feeding Steve Irwin to a crocodile? What?
So
we're gonna get emails on that. Anyway,
from Australia, yeah.
First we lay the river. The river is flowing, say, let's call it north to south, but it's at a sharp bend in the river. So what you've got is the river is coming down, gives a really sharp bend to the left, and forms basically a peninsula, an isthmus that is bordered by water on three sides and opens up into what we're calling the Badlands.
Yes.
Which go into the jungles and beyond.
Yep.
The other side of the river is still savanna jungle type area, but it's the civilized lands and where agriculture and stuff go on.
Yeah, because the lands are very fertile, yes.
And the town was founded by Reverend Mary. Yes, it was Mary's Isthmus.
Oh, I'm hurting.
That one hurt.
We've set this piece of the river about 2 days of river travel down to the ocean.
Okay.
Yeah, that I
All
remember.
the way down at the ocean, in between the town area and the bend in the river here and the ocean, that 2 days of travel is through a region inhabited by gatormen.
Yeah.
Gatormen.
Badlands have lizardman tribes out there in them, at least near the town.
Who war with the Gatormen.
Correct.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And upriver from where the town is, you have a week's worth of travel. Of course, it's longer because you're going upriver to get to the lake.
Yep.
And at the lake, we've got cannibal pygmies between you and that lake.
Yep.
And if I remember, the town and the lizardmen had sort of a tenuous agreement to keep the Gatormen out of the town.
Yeah, mutual assistance.
Nobody likes the Gatormen.
Well,
Mutual
yeah.
enemies.
Yeah, the Gatormen are 8 feet tall, 7-hit dice, and they're pretty damn nasty.
Yeah, and they're all rednecks. Anyway,
I mean, what you talking about there, Glenn? Anyway, sorry.
Hey, we go get some good eating. You gonna come over here? Call me you be eating.
You sure got a pretty set of armor.
Thank you, Corey. I thought you were going in another direction.
I was gonna, but I stopped.
Thank you.
Mr. Paladin, can you squeal like a pig?
Oh God, yeah, the deliverance. Yeah, now we're going deliverance. But yeah, so there, like I said, the agricultural land was where all the money goes. You have sugar, you have, the various staples in such an area, and then, there are all kinds of conflicts going on between the lower class peoples and the upper class who have all the money, own most of the shipping magnates or shipping companies and warehouse storage magnates. It's kind of
the caravans and the convoys that go inland along the King's Road.
Correct.
South Kings Road and North Kings Road, and a westerly road that goes 2 weeks away towards lands that are accompanied by jungle giants.
Yes, that's right.
So I remember the jungle giants.
Jungle giant, yeah.
Corey's favorites.
Yep. Yeah.
They're hot.
Your temples and your high house plantations are all along the Goodlands side of the river.
And there should be one establishment where any of the classes can come together for one reason or another, like a roadhouse or a bar.
Well, there's
or
two.
Something like
owned by Dalton.
You have the law arena, which is where things are settled by trial by combat.
Right.
You have actually three. You have the causeway. The only way across this fast-flowing river is when they choose to lash boats together and make a boat bridge from the tip of the isthmus to the far side of the Goodlands River. Then there's just ferrymen and regular boat work.
Well, I was thinking something more like
and the trade square.
I was thinking more something like a type of a Rick's Cafe American.
That'd be something along by
some kind of.
Oh
yeah. Floyd's Gator Bar or something right on the edge of the jungle there. Oh, and the special is Gator Stew.
Yeah, but you can't have Gator Man stew. No, that don't work too good.
Yeah, it's basically his flipping the finger at the Gator Men.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there was a bit of a Casablanca element to it from what I recall.
It's like Morocco, the scum of the jungle end up here.
So, as the player characters come in, they can get involved in various ways. Of course, there are further out into once you get past the Badlands into the deep jungle, and you start encountering those pygmies, but then you start getting into voodoo priestesses and, things of that nature, and a little bit the serpent and the rainbow kind of crap going on.
And within the town, your thieves guild is the Monkey Guild.
Ooh.
Holding court across. They basically hold a swath of the isthmus between the trade there and the gates that lead off to the Badlands, where adventurers go to gather things from the deep jungle. Why would people go to the deep jungle? Whatever they go in there for. Tales of the Gold Monkey. Everything that goes on there.
Ancient temples. Long forgotten temples, that kind of thing.
And from the big medieval cities, come the great white hunters.
Yeah,
who want to bag that jungle giant.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Her head was go great on my wall.
Oh, they said bed the jungle giant. I'm like, heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a joke there, but I won't say it.
Yeah, it ain't easy being green.
That's by Snoo Snoo.
Yeah, thank you.
And the class warfare also includes the class of folks, the low-class folks who live on the isthmus, trapped between the river and the Thieves Guild and the Badlands, the Rivermen.
Yeah.
Working class folks who work the river, live the river, fish the river, occasionally pray to the giant alligator gods in the river.
And they're very how shall I say it? They keep to themselves.
Yeah.
Very insulated.
Yeah, I could see that.
They're like the gypsies,
just work the river up and down. They're the travelers. They're the gypsies.
Right.
Oh yeah, they're the Rennie, like from Greyhawk.
They get you to and from the ocean. The plantations wouldn't be rich without them, but they treat them like scum.
Yes, and the only white man who can really deal with them is Charlie Allnut. So, get a little African Queen thing going there.
Jeez, yeah, you're just pulling all this kind of stuff. But yeah, so now as the players get, they make this quote unquote their home base for now. They can get pulled in, several different directions as far as adventure ideas. They could just use the area as a base to, venture out to do sorties into the deep jungles, into the forgotten temples of long dead gods, and search for hidden treasures.
I can see like a cleric character coming here as part of not an entourage, but part of like advanced scout to bring whatever gods worship to the heathens.
Oh yeah, I could see a god of law.
Missionaries, clerics.
Yeah, I could see a god of law trying to bring law and order to this area because it's such a tenuous thing, and there are some laws, but not very many, and they can be like Full-On said, most major disputes are settled in the arena. Except when it comes to like, capital punishment, like, for, murder and things like that, then
Christians who go out and do those missions and things and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and their work is cut out for them because this place is like catch as catch can.
It's basically a Wild West town in the jungle.
And there's gonna be your magical purveyors trying to go for the exotic material components. There's going to be the religious purveyors hunting for dead gods and trying to bring new gods. There's going to be adventurers trying to prove their mettle or break war or whatnot. And of course, you're going to have your criminal elements and thieves guild running the drug trades.
Oh yeah.
Opium and spice and everything nice.
And everything.
Oh, nice. I have this vision of a wizard who has made his home there and lives there and has not got a wizard's tower. He has a tree house up in the trees. A wizard's tree house.
Sure. And I could also see jungle druids, and things of that nature. Oh God, did I actually say that?
You can have so many types of druids going at each other around here. You've got your deep jungle druids of the Badlands. You've got your river druids. You've got your oceanic druids. You've got your lake druids. You've got your agricultural or savanna. You get your agricultural druids, who's actually a little bit more civilized than most. And then you've also got your just tribal savanna, walkabout people druids.
Don't forget the 6-finger druids.
Yes, those two. You might have a reason for having 6 fingers there in the jungle.
That's
Voodoo.
Yeah, exactly.
And you'd have the jungle.
Voodoo that you do.
And you can bring back the there's a barbarian kit and the barbarian class as in the form of the jungle man a la Tarzan.
Sure, I could see that.
Or in my case, George of the Jungle. But
watch out for that tree.
Yeah.
And the beast handlers and the pirates. Pirate kits. This is a great place for those. You can buckle some swash on in here. I know you can.
Well, easily. There's plenty of place to buckle your swash in whatever flavor you might want to.
You can bury treasure in the jungle too.
Bounty hunters abound as people flee into the jungle or flee up and down the river.
Yep, trying to escape and cannot. And yeah, there's plenty of dark and nefarious things that go on here.
I know this is kind of a Wild West town, but there may be some law and order as far as some kind of rulership.
Yeah.
Yes, Shere Khan.
Oh God.
Which means there might be a potentate who wants to preserve things like animals and stuff, and you would have poachers.
I would even go to far as saying, if this is an area that we're talking about here, this area is going to not be for the faint of heart or the powdered wig, the powdered wig aristocrats. You're going to have the guys that are here because, well, let's just say they were a little too corrupt for the main city.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You're going to have people who are looking to skim off the top. You're going to have corruption here. You're going to have guys not allowing certain strangers to park their boats in their docks without a little grease palm action.
Oh, yeah. There's tons of corruption.
They're going to be fighting with the Thieves Guild. Maybe maybe their membership is interchangeable. You could go as deep as you wanted with that.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you get one of the powdered wig aristocrats who want to experience this wild village here. It's very interesting.
Would he happen to have a rather nubile daughter named Jane?
Possibly.
Sorry.
Possibly. But no, you get those guys who it's so fun to see the savages, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
It never turns out
just
well.
flip it on its head. Go with Sheena.
I can do. Oh, now see, you had to mention that.
Nubile nobleman's son.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but I was thinking that.
And we're back to death by snoo snoo.
Yeah, of course. it always comes back to that, so to speak. But I was thinking that the actual government has been so co-opted and so corrupted by the movers and shakers across the river, the ones who own multiple plantations, the ones who are worth several 100,000 gold pieces, if not millions, because they just want to have their
gold flowing.
Exactly, have their plantations work, so they're going to start. So they basically dabble into slavery, and the government tried to stop them, and they got paid off or killed.
I believe we had an answer to that before. This was a town that was actually not a slave town.
Oh, okay.
There's no slavery going on.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
There is a simple sentence when it comes to capital punishment around here. If it's not something that's resolved peaceably in the arena by trial, by combat, or anything else that's going along, or you're not sacrificed to the river gods and chucked off of a long walk off a short pier, they go for recycling around here.
Yes.
You can be raised into
Zombies.
All about the zombie man.
This is the true zombies. Yes. Watch White Zombie. You'll get the picture.
Yeah.
They don't want brains. They're just cheap labor.
Yeah. Very cheap labor.
In fact, they're so cheap labor, you can raise them and raise an army and put weapons in their hands and say, go kill.
Yep, exactly. It's labor/security force, if you will.
Yes.
Part of why the Lizardman tribes have their, alliance-ish with the town is because they're such superstitious folk. They respect that weirdness. Hey, wait, they got dead up. Okay, they have power.
Yeah.
Whereas the pygmy cannibals, they think you're stealing my food.
Yeah, exactly.
I can see
You are unnatural. We must stop you.
I can see a high government official or some guy who's really rich, say a plantation owner around there, who have zombie bodyguards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
big
for
guys
sure.
they raised, and die. He's going to attack me. Jump in front of me. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, one of the other things is that the only issue is you would have to have either middling to going to higher level mages or have clerics
There's
raising
that whole
dead.
temple sector.
Oh, or witch doctors.
We had the witch doctors and temple sector.
Shamans.
Overall, the south bend of the river has the law arena and the high house plantations.
Mm-hmm.
The north bend of the river, on the
Right.
way towards the lake, is where the temple district was.
Right.
So how soon does the Zulu Wars start?
That's what I'm saying. It
depends on how pissed off you get the Gatorman.
Mm-hmm.
Or in the lizard, or like screw
Or
the lizard.
betray the lizardman. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, something's going to tip the scales, and things are going to really start going to hell in a handbasket. But that's where
you better hope that town is fortified.
It would have to be. It would have to be. I mean, that was part of what full on drew. It was,
Multiple towers and a palisade wall.
Palisade, yep.
Kind of like a low scale King Kong wall.
Yeah.
Not that big, but definitely built up and definitely patrolled.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that could kind of sort of withstand a jungle giant attack, which is probably the strongest thing in this region.
Well, the Goodlands side wasn't really all that fortified. It was the boundaries along the Badlands of the Isthmus and the peninsula, and then for a couple 100 yards or maybe quarter mile, half mile inland from the river to each side, it was fortified. But from about the Kings Road in, it was you make it to the Kings Road and you've pretty much hit quasi. There'll be Kings Road patrols going up and down those. So it's a town that could be flanked if someone really wanted to march around and come through the fields, but Gatormen don't do that.
Speaking of fauna, there could be a King Kong out there, or something to that effect.
There's stats for gargantuans. You could stick one of them in there.
Yeah, Kong, or any other kind of fantastical jungle type creatures you can think of.
Just make them drink a potion of diminution. That's all.
Thanatons and Rakasta.
Oh yeah.
Rakasta, this would be like perfect for a Rakasta.
Yep, and if you want to go that route, hell, might as well throw in some lycanthropes. And
I'm definitely going to make I would definitely put like a Thanaton witch doctor is the leader of the monkey guild.
Okay, that works.
We're crocodile.
I mean, the other one is that one of the higher, or one of the richest people on the good side of the river is basically a wereswine, a devil swine. Ooh. He's the only one who deals with live bodies for
payment.
For payment and working his plantations.
Oh, slavery isn't legal, but indentured servitude is all the rage.
Especially when you can charm people and say, "Yeah, I'll work for you for nothing."
Okay, so you've robbed from this family. You've murdered their child. So your punishment is you're going outside and taking the long walk through the jungle. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, then you indenture servitude yourself to that family that you've wronged for. The kid was 17 years old for 17 years.
Wow.
Nice.
It's either that or you walk the jungle. Yep. Okay, there's my new home. Here I come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much.
Then there's
I could see the militia, because if they've got zombies for farmhands, then they've probably got some live guards for the actual towers, because zombies on towers do not make good guards.
No.
Criminal offenses include, okay, we're going to put you into the arena for trial by combat. You win or you lose. People who lose get raised in part of the zombie forces. We can walk you off a pier if we don't even think you're worth putting to work in the fields. Or we can exile you through the fences into the Badlands, and that's it. You go off into the jungle.
Here's a canteen. Go for it. Be thankful you have the canteen.
Yep.
Now take those people that have been forced to walk through the jungle, then turn around and have an event at the town wall where the town wall is being scaled by creatures and they're being attacked. You put lycanthropes in here. They've sent people out into the jungle as punishment. Guess what? Davy Dave returned. Oh, he's murdering people in town as a were creature because you sent him out in the jungle.
Yep.
He got bit.
Yep, bit. Exactly.
Well, yeah, shame on you, huh? For some reason, I'm thinking golems.
Why? I think
know.
there's enough here.
I know. I think came in my mind.
I can see that as like personal defense. In case
that might be more of the actual personal sentries of some of the rich folks.
Yeah, that's what I was
thinking. This actually fits with this idea that I had earlier, actually.
Which is?
What's that?
I was thinking of essentially a druid or a cross class, essentially making a subset necrobotany. Taking a skeleton and instead of twining bones and with use the fronds and the weeds and literally make muscles. Imagine skeletons running full speed because of animate plant.
Oh, interesting. Oh, so yeah. Animate
using necromancy and druid botany, and you literally have yourself undead that literally can rebuild with the plants.
Wow.
Nice.
Holy crap.
Necrobotany, I like that.
Wow, that's something new for sure.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
Well, anyway, I think that'll give. I'm sorry, what?
I was gonna say, I think we got enough here.
Yeah, I think we got enough here. If you guys tell us what you think about this, you got your own ideas. THACOShammer@gmail.com. I was going to say your own problems. Yeah, we all do. But that is our Splat book.
Yes, it is.
Wrap it up.
You're going to close out and full on say goodbye.
Have a wonderful time, Gamer Nation. Tell us about how you're doing down there at the Golden Monkey.
Thank you. And Brian?
And just remember, folks, just because you want death by Snoo Snoo, it's still death. But what a way to go.
Oh, yeah. Corey, you want to say bye?
See you, folks. Keep them letters coming. We love hearing your ideas, your stories, your way you use the creatures we use as subject material, and we'll be here next week.
Oh, yeah. This is DM Glenn saying we'll see you next time when the hammer comes down on THACO's Hammer. Bye-bye. Bye.
Let him out of the dungeon.
Good idea. This makes me want to do more.
THACO's Hammer theme is provided by the Diablo Swing Orchestra. You'll find them on Jamendo.com. All other additional music for this episode was provided by Kevin MacLeod. You'll find more of his music on Incompetech.com. Be sure to visit our website at THACOSHammer.info. If you have any questions or comments, email us at THACOSHammer@gmail.com. Remember, that's an O, not a 0. You can also find us on the second edition forums at osrgaming.org and at purpleworm.org. Or give us a call and leave us a voicemail at 405-806-0555. See you next time when the hammer comes down on THACO's Hammer.